Hi, I'm Michelle. Welcome. This is a yin practice which explores ahimsa, or the philosophy of non-harming. To support you in your practice today, you'll need 2 blocks or substitutes and a bolster or cushion. I'll provide some options in the video description. When you've collected your supplies, find a tall spine, aligning your head over your heart and your heart over your hips. Perhaps you are kneeling or sitting cross-legged. Allow yourself a few moments to arrive and settle. Begin to gently scan your body, noticing your feet. Are they comfortable? Noticing your ankles and shins. How do they feel? If at any point you find that a posture no longer serves you, or you are experiencing pain or discomfort, feel empowered to change your posture. If you are sitting cross-legged and your knees are letting you know that this doesn't work, perhaps you extend one leg, perhaps you extend both legs. Noticing what our body is communicating with us, and then honoring that listening to ensure we do no harm. Continue to gently scan, noticing your thighs, observing your pelvis, allowing your scan to move up through your torso, your belly, your chest, your back, shoulders and arms, hands and fingers, neck, head, face. Observing any sensations you are experiencing, and if there's anything you can do to alleviate any suffering, do it. As we move today, we will continue to observe, notice, and then act in a way that centers non-harming. Continuing this awareness and the sense of being empowered to act. Let's come onto our knees and take a wide-kneed child's pose. Big toes to touch. Walk your palms forward. And allow your head to sink towards the earth. Walk your fingers towards the right side of your space, feeling a stretch down the left side of your body. Walk your fingers back to center. Walk your fingers off the left side of your space. Walk your fingers back to center. Slowly walk your palms back towards you and roll up, allowing your head to come up last. Return your hands to the earth and come into tabletop position. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hip points. Start to make circles with your right knee, drawing your knee towards the front, around the side, and to the back. And then reverse the circle. Returning your right knee to the earth. Make circles with your left. Reverse. And come back to tabletop position. Placing your blocks now in front of you so they're accessible to your hands. Bring your cushion or bolster to the left side of your space. Walk your palms forward a little bit, curl your toes under, and draw your hips back and up, downward facing dog. Pedal out your dog here and notice how you feel. If you would like to take a little pressure off your hands, You can take your feet wide and draw the hips back. Or perhaps you come back into tabletop position and extend one leg out behind you and then the other with the toes curled under. Extending your right foot out behind you. Draw the knee forward and step up between your palms. Lowering your left knee to the earth, perhaps you place your cushion underneath it. And positioning your blocks underneath your hands as we come into dragon, a low lunge. Find length through the crown, front knee over front ankle. If you feel any compression or tightness or discomfort, a pinching sensation in the right hip, perhaps you turn your right toes out, bringing your foot a little wider as well. You can even take your right hand inside your right foot. Find a height for the blocks that allows you to experience a sensation of opening and stretch through the front of the left hip crease without any pain or discomfort. Continue to observe the sensations you are experiencing and honor, acknowledge that from one day to the next, from one practice to the next, your body will feel different. Some days the edge will be different. Some days you will need a different configuration, slightly different body position. Honor that variety within your body and the changing needs by being attentive to where you are today. Place your blocks a little in front of your hands, returning your hands to the earth, stepping back and drawing the hips up, downward facing dog. Walk out your dog or stretch out your legs in tabletop. Extend your left leg out behind you. Draw the knee forward. Step up between your hands with your cushion underneath your right knee now. Make your way into dragon, aligning your left knee over your left ankle. Perhaps you draw your foot out, taking the toes wide. You can check in with your right leg, ensuring it's extended behind your right hip. And staying tuned into the sensations you are experiencing. Stretch and opening are welcome. Pain, numbness, or tingling are not. And if we experience those sensations, modify or adapt, or come out of the posture entirely. Release the blocks to the front of your space. Return your hands to the earth. Step back to downward facing dog. Moving your cushion to one side. Walk out your dog. Stretch out your legs in tabletop. Draw your feet together, big toes to touch. Slowly lower your knees to the earth, coming into child's pose. As you draw your hips back towards your heels, perhaps you choose to take your elbows wide, stacking your palms and resting your forehead on your head, or your forehead on your hands. You can extend your fingers in front of you, releasing your forehead to the earth or to a block. Perhaps you rest your hands behind you, next to your feet. Find the variation on child's pose that serves you today and allows you to rest and reflect, and gently bow your head. Slowly walk your hands back towards you. Roll up to a tall spine. And let's prepare for pigeon. Perhaps you would like your bolster horizontally underneath your hips or underneath your right hip to start as we come in to pigeon on the right side first. Choose the prop configuration that feels right in your body today. Draw the hips back and up, coming into downward dog. Sinking the left heel towards the earth, extend the right leg out, and then draw the right knee forward. Right knee behind the right wrist, right foot behind the left wrist, and come to rest on your prop or on the earth. Check in with your left leg, that it is directly behind you. There should be no sensation of pain or numbness or tingling. For deeper stretch, greater sensation, bring your foot closer to the front so that your shin is parallel with the front of your space. To reduce the level of sensation you are experiencing, draw your heel closer to your torso. And then gently walk your hands forward. Perhaps you rest your elbows on your blocks or on the earth. If you feel comfortable, you can lower your torso and your head to the earth. Slowly walk your palms back. Curl the left toes under and press back up to downward facing dog. Pedal out your dog. Notice how you feel. Draw the toes together. Let the right heel sink towards the earth. Extend the left heel out. And then draw your left knee behind your left wrist. Left foot behind the right wrist. Extending your right leg out behind you. Check in with your sensations here. Perhaps you need a slightly different position of your shin. There might be a difference between the left side and the right side. There probably is. When you feel ready, come forward to a level that feels right in your body today. And observe. Slowly walk your hands back. Curl the right toes under and press back up to downward facing dog. Lower to the knees, moving your props to one side. Come to sit with your left shin in front, right shin behind, coming into deer pose. You can start with your heels quite close to your torso. Notice how that feels. Letting your right hip sink towards the earth. You can lead with that intention. Notice how that feels. And if deer pose is a posture that does not serve your knees, perhaps you notice your right knee is not working in this posture. Extend your leg out, come out of the posture entirely. Continue to listen, observe, modify. Perhaps you explore a gentle twist to the left. Perhaps you play with taking your feet a little further from your body. more closely resembling 1990. Just notice how that feels. Drawing both feet in front of you to the earth. Rest your palms behind you. Windshield wiper your knees one way and then the other. Before coming into deer pose on the other side with your right shin in front, left shin behind. Being attentive to your experience. Perhaps you explore a gentle twist to the right. Coming back to center. If it serves you, perhaps taking the feet a little further from the body, a little brightness in the toes. Flex your feet a little bit. Releasing your feet to the earth in front of you. Place your hands behind you, feet nice and wide, and windshield wiper them. One side and then the other. And then let's set up for butterfly. Recruiting your props now. Perhaps you would like to sit on your bolster, lifting the hips up a little bit. Drawing your feet together. Perhaps you place your blocks underneath your knees if you like. Perhaps you let your feet slide away from your body a little bit. If you are seated on a bolster or cushion, let your hips hinge forward so your sits bones are almost tipping off the edge. Gently walk your hands forward. Bow your head. Perhaps you place your hands on the earth. Perhaps you clasp your feet, keeping them warm. Letting the elbows come wide. Allow your spine to round as you bow your head. Slowly begin to roll up, allowing your head to come up last. Let's prepare for straddle. You can choose to keep a block or cushion underneath the hips if you like, if that serves you. Will allow your pelvis to tilt forward, taking the legs into a V shape. You can have your heels on the earth, toes pointing up towards the sky. You can have your feet on the earth and then come into a fold using a block to lift the earth up to you. Perhaps you place blocks underneath your knees, or keep a gentle bend in your knees as you find a tall spine and begin to fold forward. Seeking a sense of opening and stretch, but no pain or discomfort. If you've chosen one variation and it doesn't serve you, feel empowered to change, to experiment, to find something that serves you, allows you to experience stretch without harm. Slowly walk your palms back towards you. Roll up, taking your hands underneath your knees. Draw them up, bringing your feet to the earth, hooking your elbows around your knees, and bow your head. Slowly roll up. And let's find a comfortable seat. Aligning your head over your heart and your heart over your hips. Gently scan your body as we did at the beginning of the practice. Observing, noticing. Gently releasing the role of the observer. Allow your attention to come back into the space in which you are practicing. Open your eyes if they are not already open. Taking a moment to consider how we can take this attentiveness to our experience and commitment to non-harming off the mat. It is a practice, requires repetition. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.